Pascal, it's lovely to meet you. My name's Annabelle.
Nice to meet you too.
Would you like to take a seat?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to see me today, and particularly so early in the morning. I know that peak hour traffic can be a nightmare.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine. I caught a fast train from Strathfield and yeah, I didn't get a seat and yeah, I nearly spilled my coffee everywhere, but it was alright.
Yeah, you still made it here. No, I can relate. I remember having to catch that same fast train from Strathfield into uni, and I would have all of my textbooks and my laptop and everything in my bag, trying to lug it around, and it would just be impossible to find a seat with, hundreds of people there. So
Yep.
I do understand your struggle. Have you got any other plans for the rest of the day?
Not really. I like being in the city. I'm not here often, but I'm just going to run a few errands.
Yeah, perfect opportunity to just get some things done.
Mm.
Well, I know that you've had your morning coffee already and nearly spilt it, but can I offer you another cup of tea or another cup of coffee?
I'm alright, thank you.
No, perfect. I've got some water on the table for you, just if you need it throughout the interview. I've also got some spare pens and paper. It's just there for your convenience. Yeah, do you need anything else before we get settled in?
I'm all good, thank you.
Awesome. So is this the first time that you've been to see a lawyer today, Pascal?
It is. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not really sure what to expect.
Look, it is completely natural to feel a little bit nervous speaking to a lawyer for the first time. I just want to assure you that I'm here to help you as best I can. Today is just a preliminary meeting, so it's quite relaxed in nature. There's just going to be a lot of talking, a lot of listening, and I want to get to know you as a person and just use this as a chance to grasp a really comprehensive understanding of the situation that has brought you here to me today.
Okay, doesn't seem too difficult.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of listening on my end today, so you may feel a little bit uncomfortable, a bit awkward because you're doing so much talking, but this is the best way for me to get to know you and to understand your situation. I may ask a few questions in there, but that will just be to clarify my understanding.
Okay, sounds good.
Just at this point of time, to reassure you further and just to make you feel a bit more comfortable, I'll explain the concept of confidentiality. So everything that we say in these meetings, in our conversations, is confidential in the sense that I cannot disclose this information to any other person unless I obtain your permission to do so. There are some exceptions to the concept of confidentiality if I believe you or another person is at risk of injury, or if there's a risk to damage to property, then I may need to tell a relevant authority. Also, if I'm issued, for example, with a subpoena or a search warrant, I may need to disclose some of the conversations that we've had to a relevant authority. However, in all my years of practice, I have never been issued with a subpoena or a search warrant, so it's really not something that you should be concerned about. Do you understand what I mean by the concept of confidentiality? Because I can explain it further if you would like me to.
I think I get it, but thank you.
Perfect, all right. Do you need a second just to collect your thoughts and to take a breath, or are you feeling comfortable?
I'm actually feeling very comfortable.
All right, perfect. So do you want to just start off today by explaining to me the situation which has brought you here?
Sure, so pretty much I'm here on behalf of my mother.
Okay.
I'm a little bit concerned about her recently. She's been forgetting things. We have a few carers who come into the house to take care of her because she is a bit elderly, a little bit frail. So they clean the house, that sort of thing. She's been accusing them of taking her things, moving her belongings, eating food out of her fridge. So I'm a little bit worried about her mental state.
Okay.
And I live with her at the moment. I'm her primary carer. I have 3 other siblings, there's 4 of us all together, but I'm the only one who does anything for her. They don't contact her, they don't really do anything at all. And I take care of her in all the possible ways, and I live there with her. And so because I'm the person who, her child, the only child who really seems to care in any way and does everything for her, she's asked me to come in on behalf of her, and what she wants to do is change her will.
Okay.
So at the moment, her will leaves her house that we're currently living in to all 4 of us siblings. She wants to change that so that it's just me who gets the house, just as kind of a reflection of all the work that I do for her. So yeah, that's pretty much the situation.
All right, Pascal, so what I'm summarising from the information you've given me is that you're the primary carer for your mum, who's become quite aged and frail, that you're living with her permanently, and that in response to your involvement and support of her, your mum is looking at changing her will so that you become the sole inheritor of her property. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right, perfect. Could you explain to me a little further the relationship you have with your mother?
So Mum and I weren't really that close when we were younger, just a normal, nothing special sort of relationship.
Okay.
But obviously I've moved in with her now and I'm helping her out, and so we've become a little bit closer. I do pretty much everything around the house for her. I take care of her. I do the cooking, I do the cleaning, I do all of the outside chores. Like the house is huge and it constantly needs dusting, and I have like dust allergies. Like that doesn't help in any way, but I still do it.
Yeah.
I mow all the lawns outside. We have these huge trees out front, and they're constantly shedding leaves, and I'm raking up the leaves all the time. I'm taking care of her. I cook her 3 meals a day. I literally just do like all of the chores around the house. So yeah, obviously spending that much time with her and taking care of her in that way, I've got to become pretty close with her.
It does sound like an enormous upheaval of your life.
Yeah, look, it is definitely, and I mean, I've made a lot of sacrifices as well.
Yeah.
And my siblings do nothing. Like they don't even come visit her. On top of everything that I do for her, they just, I think it's pretty selfish. But there you go.
So you're really frustrated and angry that your siblings aren't as involved and supportive of your mum as you are.
Yeah, look, I mean, I just think it's really bad form. Like, I'm the only one of her kids who's still around there making sacrifices for her, helping her out, doing these chores, and they do literally nothing. And then they turn around and they have the cheek to accuse me of manipulating her to try and, like, get her to change her will. Like, that's ridiculous. They don't do anything. I'm the only one who does anything for my mother. They literally do nothing. And then they, like, trying to accuse me, like, no wonder she wants to write him out of her will. Like, that sort of attitude is just not called for.
Okay, so I can see that there is a lot of tension with your family situation at the moment.
Yeah, but there really is.
Okay. Can you explain a little bit more about your life before you moved in with your mum?
Yeah, look, so I moved here from interstate. I lived in Victoria for 5 years, and then things sort of started to not work out as well, and then I decided it'd be time for a change of scenery, so I moved up to Sydney.
Can you explain just a bit further what you mean by things weren't going well?
Yeah, so pretty much everything just happened at once, like was one thing after the other. I had a job there and I didn't think I'd be laid off, but I lost my job and I just didn't see it coming, so I didn't have any sort of savings or anything ready to prepare for that. And then my roommate wouldn't cut me any slack, and she just was like, if you can't afford to rent this rent, she wasn't going to let me delay it, by the way. She wasn't going to loan it to me or let me off. She just was like, nah, get out. She kicked me out. So I couldn't find anywhere else to stay, couldn't find anywhere else to rent, didn't have enough money to be able to afford it. And I was just really, really stressed, and so I had to hitchhike up to Sydney and came and stayed with my mum because I heard she needed help.
So you were in a stressful financial position, and your mum was also in a very vulnerable position.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, I had to come up and help mum and all that sort of stuff, and I thought it would be a good situation where she needs help, and I did too, but yeah.
And you moved straight in with your mum?
Yeah, I did. I've been there for 5 months now, and it all sort of works out. Like, I guess we're kind of helping each other, but obviously I put a lot of work in for her and all that sort of stuff, so it's, yeah.
Okay. And just now that we're on the subject of your mum again, would you mind explaining to me why she needs that extra help?
Yeah, look, like I said before, she's had problems recently. She's, I don't know, maybe it's, I'm no doctor, maybe it's signs of early dementia. She's just been forgetting things. The carers who come in and do things for her, she accuses them of taking food, and they accuse her of taking her gold watch and all this sort of stuff. Like, she's just been getting a little bit, I don't know, mentally old, I guess you could say. I mean, I love it a bit, but yeah, you know, mentally a little bit not there. And she had a fall before I came as well, and I wanted to make sure that I was there to take care of her for that.
Okay. So she hasn't been clinically diagnosed with these conditions?
No.
Okay. So you've said that she's quite frail, that she can struggle moving up and down the stairs. Have you ever considered moving her into a nursing home?
Yeah, so I did a bit of research into nursing homes, and like the upfront fees to move in are like insanely expensive. And I think like the only way she'd be able to afford that really would be to sell her house. And like, that's not the point though. Like, the point is, like, she's perfectly comfortable where she is. Like, there's no, like, we're happy there. We're comfortable. I don't want to move her out if she's not feeling like she's frail. Obviously, like, why would you move her out if we're happy where we are, sort of thing. And like, I feel like it will just be better that way. And I don't know how. Like, yeah, I'm happy with the situation, and she's happy with the situation as well. So I think it's better just to leave it as it is.